Mountain goats, scientifically known as Oreamnos americanus, are, well, remarkable mammals adapted to life in some of the harshest and steepest terrains on Earth. Interestingly, they are not true goats, but rather members of the antelope family. These animals inhabit alpine and subalpine regions in North America, primarily in the Rocky Mountains and Cascade Range. They're instantly recognizable by their thick, shaggy white coats. This fur serves as insulation against freezing mountain temperatures that can drop well below zero. Their outer coat is long and coarse, while the undercoat is soft and dense. Both males and females have sharp black horns that curve slightly backward. These horns can grow up to 20 to 30 centimeters long and are used for defense and dominance battles. Unlike antlers, horns are permanent and grow throughout the goat's life. One of the most incredible features of mountain goats is, honestly, their unmatched climbing ability. They can navigate cliffs with slopes of over 60 degrees. This skill comes from their specialized hooves, which have rough pads that grip rock surfaces. The natural habitat of mountain goats is, extremely rugged. So, mountain goats live at elevations between 4,000 and 13,000 feet above sea level. These locations, honestly, protect them from most predators, since very few animals can follow them into these dangerous areas. Mountain goats are herbivores, feeding on grasses, herbs, mosses, lichens, and shrubs. In winter, when vegetation is scarce, they actually dig through snow to find food. Their diet changes seasonally, depending on which plants are available. During summer, they often descend slightly to feed in lush alpine meadows. These areas provide a rich supply of nutrition for raising their young. However, they always remain close to steep cliffs for safety. Mountain goats are social animals, but they tend to form small groups. Female groups, called nanny bands, consist of mothers and their young. Males, or billies, are more solitary and usually join females only during mating season. The mating season, known as the rut, occurs in late November and December. Males compete by locking horns and wrestling for dominance. The strongest males gain the right to mate with multiple females. After a gestation period of about 6 months, nannies give birth to a single kid, though twins can occur. Births usually happen in late spring on remote cliff ledges to avoid predators. Kids are remarkably agile and can follow their mothers up steep cliffs within days. Predators of mountain goats include cougars, wolves, and golden eagles. However, their best defense is the terrain itself. Few predators are willing to risk chasing them along dangerous cliffs. Despite their isolated habitats, mountain goats are not entirely safe from human impact. Climate change is altering alpine ecosystems, reducing the availability of plants they depend on. In some areas, human recreation also disturbs their natural behavior. One fascinating fact about mountain goats is their incredible balance. They can leap over 12 feet in a single bound. This agility is essential for escaping predators and crossing rocky gaps. Mountain goats also have an exceptional sense of smell. They can detect predators and food sources from long distances. This sense helps them survive in an environment where quick reactions are key. Their thick fur is shed in clumps during summer. Birds often use this fur to line their nests, creating a unique relationship between mountain goats and other wildlife. Mountain goats play an important role in their ecosystem. By grazing, they help control plant growth and maintain the balance of alpine meadows. They also disperse seeds through their droppings. Unlike domestic goats, mountain goats are adapted to extreme cold and thin air. Their bodies have more red blood cells to help them survive at high altitudes with less oxygen. In winter, they often remain on wind-blown ridges where snow is thinner. This allows them to find exposed plants without having to dig too much through deep snow. Mountain goats communicate using body language and vocal sounds. Nannies call softly to their kids while males snort or stomp as a warning to rivals. So their lifespan in the wild ranges from 9 to 15 years depending on environmental conditions and, predator pressure. Older goats often have worn-down teeth, which can make feeding more difficult. Mountain goat populations are generally stable, but localized declines can occur. Wildlife management programs monitor herds to ensure healthy numbers. In some regions, limited hunting is allowed under strict regulation. Interestingly, mountain goats were introduced to some areas where they are not native, such as the Olympic Mountains in Washington. This has led to environmental challenges, as they can damage fragile alpine vegetation. Observing mountain goats in the wild is honestly a breathtaking experience. Their ability to stand on tiny ledges and scale sheer cliffs seems almost impossible. Wildlife photographers often hike long distances just to capture their beauty. For indigenous peoples of North America, mountain goats held cultural significance. Their hides and horns were used in traditional tools, clothing, and ceremonial items. In conclusion, mountain goats are not just symbols of strength and agility, but also of resilience. They have evolved to master some of the most extreme environments on Earth. Protecting them means preserving the fragile alpine ecosystems they call home.